What's going on, people? It's your man, the White Bee. You're back once again. Big shout out to my dog, Geroyd McAllister, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, we got a wiggy one for you, man, right now, regarding Martin Bulbusoli. Yeah? Big rubber dinghy looking out. Slow as molasses in winter, man. Martin slow as molasses in winter, BAKOLE. And Frank Warren's jumped on the blower. Essentially shilling for... I mean, I like ITAUMA, man. I think there's a chance ITAUMA is the light-skinned prophet. There's a chance. Moses... He got the name and everything. He got the name Moses. Come on, people. Stop playing. That's biblical. He got the biblical name. He got the moody Muhammad Ali wig. Yeah, it's all coming together nicely, man. This cat here has been sent from the boxing gods to forgive the light-skinned masses of their sins. Oh, IB, what sins? Tank Davis. Ah, yeah. Ah, little Grecia. Ah, Shema. Anthony Yardy, he could have been on at one point, right? He could have been something. Oops. And there's a whole list of man. I can't even think of the names now. It's so traumatic. I can't even remember all the light-skinned man who fell off bad. Bad as well. He could be the one. Nonetheless, though, let's get to the point. I've been talking too much already. This is the point, man. Frank Warren, bricked up, jumped on the blower. Here we go. Let's read the bars. Bosh. In fact, Frank Warren raised the idea to BAKOLE's promoter, Ben Shalom, last Saturday night. Here we go. 1,000,000% Warren told the Ring when asked about the possibility of ITAUMA facing BAKOLE. If you went and picked up the blower now and asked George Warren and Shalom who was there, I said that to Shalom. So Frank Warren saying, I'm not even lying to you. Saying on Frank Warren. Frank Warren saying to the Ring magazine, don't take my word for it. Me and Ben Shalom were there. Go and ask my son George. And I told him, I stuck it right on Ben Shalom. I want that big round rubber dinghy in there right now with ITAUMA. We'll knock his head off. That's what Frank Warren's saying to the Ring magazine. He goes on, I said to Ben Shalom that I'd do that fight in a heartbeat. And I also said to Lawrence Okoli, if you got caught by him, you should be arrested by loitering. So Frank Warren's saying basically, it's open season on Martin BAKOLE because he's slow as molasses. Yeah? Frank Warren goes on to say as well, if anyone gets caught by Martin BAKOLE, they should be arrested, indicted on loitering charges, federal loitering charges, because he's so slow. Basically, he'd have to be hanging around a whole bunch of times to get caught by him. And to be honest, man, listen, there was a funny exchange actually on Talk Sport between Vidal. I should have got it up really, but I'm lazy. But take my word for it. You had Vidal there, the cruiserweight dude, British champion, I believe now, and a few Talk Sport heads. And the Talks. In fact, let me get it up because it was worth watching. Fair play to Vidal. He had some good bars. The rest of the other guys just shilling, man. Just sucking BAKOLE's lazy ass off. Where did I find it? Martin BAKOLE. Talk Sport. Here we go. This might be it, to be fair. This might be it, folks.
So I don't think there's a parallel universe with a commodity and a prospect like this that Frank's going to put him in against somebody that he doesn't think he's going to get an outcome. I know that nothing is guaranteed in life.
Right.
But BAKOLE's currency, we were, tub thumping and, banging that drum about him for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. And he's put in a silly performance against Joseph Parker, which was all about money and now Gucci flip-flops, it would seem. And he didn't do the job against the Jaguar, did he?
Yeah, but I've got to be honest, that you say he put in a silly performance out there.
He just took the money, Spence.
Yeah,
and it's
but
back.
what I'm saying is, it's because of lifestyle, the shape the guy's in. He is an exceptional talent, but you can't be walking around at £300, or it's £310 he boxed Parker.
Let me stop it there. This ain't the point, but I want to pick up on this. And some cat in the comment, I did a video yesterday on Johnny Fisher, Johnny Bash versus Dave Allen. The gloves are off, the head to head, they're talking rubbish to each other. I did a video on that, and someone in the comments said, Dave Allen's that guy who he wants a built-in excuse, and he wants to be the guy who's known as, oh, I could have been this, I could have done that. If I'd have trained hard, I would have been this. Rather than put all the work in and potentially fail, there's certain individuals who would rather just know they haven't done enough. John Jones, I mean, he trains hard, but I can use an example, an analogy. John Jones said, at the period where he was drinking and sniffing the Kinahan, he said he was doing so because the pressure of winning got so much that he thought, well, if I fight this guy drunk and off the sniff, if I lose, I've got a built-in where I was off the sniff, I was off the drink. The moody liquor. Yeah? The hooch. The Alabama hooch. He from Alabama, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. Yeah, he from Alabama. He off the Alabama moody hooch. Moonshine. That's what. So anyway, listen. Oh, what was I talking about? He was talking about... Yeah, so, in terms of Bakole, this cat here, Spencer Oliver. Oh, well, you know, he's so talented and he could... Yeah, but it's like because he's out of shape. People discounting reality. Oh, but he's out of shape, so you can't count that he's out of shape. Oh yeah, but if he was, oh, but he's so talented, but he's out of shape, so you can't really. We ain't doing that no more, man. These are grown ass men. These aren't like 16, 17, even 20-year-old men where you need to learn. Bakole's damn near 40, allegedly, right? He's not. Come on, he's not 32 or 30. He's 40 probably. He's closer. Listen, it's fair to say he's closer to 40 than 30. Who is betting? Who? You tell me where the market's at. Who here would bet Bakole's closer to 30 or 40 than 40? No one's doing that, man. He's closer to 40. The man's 40-year-old. He got the whole unk swag going on. He's got the whole I just got paid unk swag. Moody Gucci from Bovington Market. He's gone to... Come on, he went to Skegness. That gear's from Skegness, man. Is Skegness in Scotland? Wherever there's a Moody Market in Scotland... I think Skegness is up that way. He went to Skeggy. That's where we got that moody clobber from. And he went to Skeggy, man. That's not legit. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. That's from Skegness. Skeggy Market. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, listen, man. Where was we? We're talking about Bakole. We've got to stop making excuses for grown-ass men at this point. I don't want to hear about what he could have been and what he should have been and if he did this and if he did that. Listen, I was on Bakole hard, pause. I was riding Bakole hard, pause. Oh, the Anderson fight, and he was too big for that as well. But okay, give him a chance. What does he do? Oh, I've been ducked. Oh, they duck me. Oh, CC, they duck me. He's been ducked. 2-2, gets the Jared Anderson fight, great. You're on now. What does he do? Just lose his head. And got as if he just beat. Honestly, the way he fell off here was like a bit like Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is another one. He's lazy, but still, Andy Ruiz beats AJ, who at the time was number one heavyweight and meant to be up next. And that went to his head. There's a slight bit of justification for that. It's not right. It's a disrespect to the sport what Andy Ruiz did. But okay, you went from literally nothing to the guy. You beat the man, you're Buster Douglas kind of thing. Bakole, he beat a prospect. He went life and death with Charles Martin. The way Bakole's moving is like he's Andy Ruiz, and this is not. Anyway, let's get back to the interview. That wasn't the part we were supposed to talk about, but here we are.
How's he only lost £10 going into a fight where he
doesn't want to lose weight? He doesn't want to
Indulge me, if
lose
this
weight.
fight were to happen, which is what Frank, which is what Frank was ruminating on, who picks who? I pick ITAUMA. Bakole. Bakole.
Bakole.
No, man, Bakole.
There's a big condition. No, not in that condition, but there's a big condition.
But that's the condition. You have to go with the condition he shows you.
I'm going on the Bakole that fought Jared Anderson 284.
He's not around no more though, is he?
284. He can get that. 299. He can get down to 284.
Yeah, so
he can get to 284. There's a big jump from Dempsey McKean to Bakole. I thought the Bakole.
So you got Ade shilling. Oh yeah, but I've got if he does this again. Oh, I got Bakole. Honestly, yeah. I'll tell you right now, before we even get to Vidal's bars. In fact, let me get to Vidal's bars and stop talking.
He's a big.
But he's
big.
not.
Where you going?
Moses is fast.
Moses is incredible, but that's a jump.
Fast.
So what would your prediction
I'll
be?
go with Moses. It is a potential banana skin fight. Like Bakole against Jared Anderson, it was Jared Anderson's job to show I'm the new hype heavyweight and get Bakole out of there. Going back, it was Daniel's job to defeat Joyce and show I'm the new one coming out there. These things go wrong. These things, they do go wrong.
Fair enough. Good
but
point.
I do think Moses will be in a difficult one, but he can pull it out the back. He can grow that day.
So I don't think there's a parallel universe.
Okay, so here we go. Spencer Oliver and Adair basically saying, yeah, but if he comes in this, even if he comes in 285, you got to remember, Jared Anderson was never really, how would you say he had quick, no, Anderson was not completely unproven, but didn't have nothing fantastical. He wasn't a massive puncher. He wasn't super good at anything. He was an okay, unproven heavyweight. Now, you can probably say the same at this point about ITAUMA, but from what I see on the screen, you don't have to look that far, people. Yeah? Ajagba's athletic. I think ITAUMA is another level. I think ITAUMA, punch for punch, is another level of power as well. Plus, Ajagba's footwork weren't even all that. All he did was stick a jab out and move a little bit. ITAUMA can do that at the very least. Bakole would need to be 260 for me to start humming and ahhing, but knowing him, who here thinks he's back in the gym now? Yeah? Who here thinks he's back in the gym now? No, he's just fought. Oh, back to the Congo. And Bakole's that guy where and Billy Nelson and Ben Shalom, if Frank Warren puts a good offer out 5 weeks to go, he's probably taking that fight. Or if Turkey gets behind it, because Turkey's probably pissed off, he's invested some money in Bakole and he's just no good with it. He might as well use Bakole now as a builder for ITAUMA. Now, is Frank going to do it? That's another question. I mean, in fact, before we get to that, let's just work through this ITAUMA versus Bakole situation. I can see if ITAUMA wanted to go in there, yeah, and just down the outside and jab him like Ajagba, he can do that, man. Ajagba's not all that. He's very basic, really. But it shows you what a basic, athletic man, fit man, can do. Stick your jab out and Bakole will never get nowhere near you. Never mind the fact there was a few times in there Ajagba would put the 1-2 down the pipe or a backhand and Bakole was like, he was almost like, oh. And I believe ITAUMA, listen, that shot that Joseph Parker caught Bakole with, that's ITAUMA's bread and butter. He loves that. And I actually think ITAUMA puts more, again, it's not tested yet fully, but ITAUMA puts more frills on there. He's in and he's out and he's doing the whole use it, fainting up. Yeah? So I can see that fight go, I see what's Bakole going to do, man. Yeah, I'd probably wait to see the scales before I put money on it, but if I see Bakole above 260, man, I'm going on ITAUMA. His feet will be too slow, man. His feet will be too slow. And Bakole. Even after I was riding Bakole, yeah, I did say it a few times. Bakole couldn't stop a washed up Yoka. Listen, people. Bakole couldn't get this. Oh, Bakole's so heavy-handed. Is he though? Yoka was finished after 4 rounds. Bakole had 6 more rounds of basically heavy bag practice. Bakole couldn't do nothing in there. So if Yoka can make it 10, if Ajagba can make it 10, if Parker can knock his block off in round 2, whatever way do you want it? You have to believe that what? You'd have to believe that Bakole's going to really want to walk into ITAUMA when he didn't want to walk into and or couldn't walk into Ajagba. I never believed Ajagba can punch. They've been saying that. I'd never believed. Soft body Sanchez put him down. Ajagba's chops is questionable. And he's just a standard heavyweight, a standard new age heavyweight. And that last fight proves it. There's not nothing good about him, really. He stunk the place out in that fight. Bakole was bad, but Ajagba was stinker, man. Heavyweight stinker. Seriously. If Moses comes with the confidence, he can beat him any one of which ways. And I wouldn't be shocked after the Parker fight if he knocked Bakole out either. Because you best believe, the minute ITAUMA catches him with something that he gets him thinking, all that Joseph Parker stuff's going to come back. And it was evident in the Ajagba fight for me with Bakole. A few times he got hit and he thought, oh, he was second guessing. Something he didn't do in the what's its fight? Anderson fight. In the Anderson fight, it was like, whoa. Anderson's in there winging away and the shots are bouncing off and Bakole's just there. In this Ajagba fight, he'd get popped and think twice. He was second guessing himself. Never mind with ITAUMA. Now, it's all speculation. And let's now move on to the next point. And this is what I don't like about Team ITAUMA. We can sit here and speculate on Twitter all day. Oh, ooh. We can do all that. Yeah, but the truth is, Frank Warren, let me show you who your man's fighting next. That's what we're fixing to do right now. This is what I don't like about the industry. Yeah? Listen. If Frank Warren wants to make that fight next, do that. In fact, he shouldn't say nothing either. Just do that. Do that. Because guess what? After ITAUMA beat Dempsey McKean, he had 6 months off. And in that 6 months, I'll have a go on Pulev. He's too old. Oh no, I don't want to fight Pulev. He's too old. Oh, I don't want to fight Joe Joyce because I'm worried for his health if I fought him. Oh, Filip Hrgovic, I'm too big for him. I'm too strong for him. These are all the bars that Tauma was saying, and we're all sitting there at home, yeah, beating our meat off to it. Oh, Tauma, man. Yeah, I'm sitting here saying light skin prophet, all them kind of bars there, biblical bars, and then this is what they come up with. Yeah, he's fighting Mike Balogun on May 24th in about 10 days from now. OAB, Mike Balogun. Oh, listen, if you listen to certain channels here, certain channels, I'm going to expose this next week, certain channels will ride in this guy. This NFL dude. Look at this guy here, man. I swear down right now. This is the cat here. Yeah, he's a basketball player for all intents and purposes. So, OAB, it's not but he's basketball, man. For what it's worth, let's call it basketball. You might as well be, right? Or golf, or whatever you want. Tennis, man. He's a tennis player. Look at this tennis player here. Yeah, they've dug up OAB, but he's the best tennis player. He might be the best tennis player. It's not boxing. Yeah, he's throwing balls around there. Pick any ball game you want. Golf, tennis, football, soccer, rugby. He's a rugby player, man. Oh, but YB, he's the best rugby player. He's a 50-year-old rugby player, man. Seriously. This is who Tauma's fighting next. 41-year-old. 42 this year. That's a good part of 50, man. You know them NFL, man. They take bare brain damage, man. Especially defensive line, I think. Is he defensive? I'm not sure what line he is, but wherever he at, man, he took some damage. How about that? A 42-year-old rugby player. And all... Listen. Oh, but YB, he fought that New Zealand plumber back in December, but then he fought the rugby player 2 weeks later. If that was the case, I probably still would have aired it out. But if it was 2 weeks or 4 weeks later, I'd say, listen, man, it's Bum of the Month campaign. He getting it how he living. Yeah? But to wait 6 months and dig this rugby player up, and in the same period, you're bashing Pulev. Listen, I didn't like the Pulev fight. I agreed with ITAUMA. Yeah, Pulev too old. But if I had a choice between, 44-year-old Pulev and 42-year-old rugby player, I'm picking Pulev. And it has relevance. Well, the Hrgovic fight, obviously Joe Joyce got that. Or even the Joe Joyce fight right now. I don't know. Do something, man. A rugby player? Come on. You telling me the best you could find was a rugby player? Otto Wallin. Again, I don't like Wallin. But there's some slight relevance there. This guy, who's he for? Oh, he must have fought... Oh, I'll tell you who this guy for. This guy got knocked out by a cruiserweight. Yeah. That's what happened to this cat here. This cat got knocked out by Murat Gassiev in round 2, sorry. Yeah, so a cruiserweight knocked this rugby player out in round 2, and they thought it was right for ITAUMA to get in there. Dempsey McKean was better than this guy. He's supposed to go up. He's supposed to be like, okay, we've leveled up now. This is literally about 4 steps back. This should have been 4 fights ago at the very... I'm not even sure you get... Where they find these guys at, man? Back page. They found this guy on Craigslist, man. Yeah? Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotions were typing in retired rugby players offering their brain cells for coin. Click. Mike Balogun, decorated NFL rugby player with some tennis in there as well. I think that's what the advertisement actually said. This guy is multi-talent, multidisciplinary ball sports. But he can do a bit of basketball, a bit of tennis for you, a bit of golf. He does more. Listen, I rate that man. I rate multidisciplinary athletes. Fair play to him. Yeah? But listen, Frank. Listen, Queensberry. You can't be looking for matching boxing fights off Craigslist or Backpage. Yeah? There must be... You man have been in this industry 50 years. I'd expect this from Ben Shalom, to be honest. You're supposed to have a big Rolodex of names. Never heard of him. Oh, that's crazy. How is it? I heard of Dempsey McKean 6 months ago, and then you've gone to a guy who it's like not even once, man. So whilst I'd see where the odds are. If ITAUMA was a huge favourite against BAKOLE, I wouldn't touch it. If BAKOLE was a favourite, I'd have a sniff. Anyway. What you can't keep doing is, and this is clearly the narrative they're doing, and it's an old playbook. It's a playbook in boxing as old as time. Yeah, you fight a stiff, and you call out big names. That's what you do. You fight stiffs, and you call... I don't like that, man. Seriously, if it was dead to me, it's Fugazi. And normally, for example, to be fair to AJ was very quiet, and he let Eddie Hearn do that kind of thing. Just put his. I'm not even, to be fair, AJ came up quite quick. I don't think there's an example where AJ went back in levels 4 steps like this. To be fair to him, but even so, the playbook. Traditionally, the promoters sometimes do it. Well, listen, if it was Frank Warren just talking rubbish and ITAUMA was sitting there like a side man, like, yeah, I'm just going along with what boss says, I'd kind of maybe let it slide. But when I heard ITAUMA got me gassed. Yeah? You got me gassed. That's what you did. Talking about Pulev's too old. Oh, I don't want to hurt Joe Joyce. I'm thinking, damn, this guy's X-rated, man. This guy is biblically X-rated. He don't want to hurt dudes out there, man. He's thinking about their health. He's so dangerous. You're so dangerous. You're worried about Joe Joyce's health. You're worried about Pulev's health. And you're fighting a rugby player. What about the rugby player's health, man? It's that, not hypocrisy, I don't know what you call it, but it's not lining up for me. And this appears to be one of them. Frank Warren calls out all the big names and fights a rugby player. We've got to cut this out, man. Just keep your mouth shut. If you ain't got the confidence, I don't care what OYB, but he don't match his fights. Come on, bro. You're a grown-ass man. Yeah? Unless it turns out Frank's your daddy, there's 2 things that are true here. You're a grown-ass man. Well, ish. I think he's 19, but whatever, man. You're 20 years old. You're 20 years old, and your mouth be talking, most importantly. You're not just sitting there super quiet. You got bare to say. You got a whole bunch to say about how dangerous you are. Don't be doing this. You tell Uncle Frank, you say, listen, Frank, man, I've been running my mouth, and the YB done heard my bars. So let me not pick this. You must have some agency not to pick a rugby player. Come on, man, it's not hard. People would have took Otto Wallin. 50-year-old washed up Chisora had to go on Wallin. I'd have took that. I wouldn't have been super critical. I'd have said, okay, it's not the hardest man alive, but I think that it'd be fair to say you knock out Dempsey McKean. Wallin is quite durable. He took a beating from Chisora. So yeah, Wallin's never been sparkled in 2 rounds or a round. So let's see. The best he's been done in is 5, and even that, the stoppage, he quit. Let's see if he can get iced out. Fine. That's about right for a trajectory. Or even Pulev. I heard Pulev wants too much coins. Whatever. Wallin don't want no coins. Wallin ain't getting no work nowhere, man. The Wallin level was the level to go with. If you're not trying to be a clown show. 6 months after you just knocked out some dude, Dempsey McKean. What? You've waited half a year for this. What's this going to prove? What's this going to prove? What is it? What are you going to learn from fighting a 42-year-old rugby player who's been knocked out by a cruiserweight who wasn't even a prolific puncher at cruiserweight? What's that going to show you, man? What are you going to learn from that? OYB, well, you see, the thing is, the reason he's fighting every 6 months is because he's doing loads of downloading in the gym, and he comes out and he ups the level each time. So you see the updates. You've gone back 4 fights at least. This guy could have been in your debut, to be fair, man. Yeah. Dudes who get KO'd by cruiserweights, usually in the round 1 or 2, they usually get put in the first fight, man. Half a name in for the first fight. That's what they do. So I'm not holding my breath here. ITAUMA's got a fight coming up in 10 days. So Frank Warren's getting out there now, trying to promote it, linking his name to other names. Meanwhile, he fights the rugby player. Yeah, and that's the beauty of fighting someone who's half decent. You can actually talk about that fight. They ain't got nothing to say. That's why he's dragging BAKOLE. I don't like BAKOLE like that anymore. Yeah, but still, you can't be. Let's call a spade in. Frank Warren's never. Yeah. If your guy just knocked out ITAUMA and you've picked a basketball player as the next fight, you're never jumping into BAKOLE. After that, what sense would that make? You'd probably go for, like, I don't know, the winner of Fisher and Allen after this, at best. I think you've stepped back. You might have to fight. Well, clearly, I don't know where he goes from here. It's like, really? What is he having? Some more warm-up fights, Anthony Yard. This is the Anthony Yard playbook, man. 1 step forward and 4 steps back. We've seen how this plays out. Oh, but YB, ITAUMA's 20 years old. Yard was 25 at one point. He's 35 now. All we've heard is how he's still learning and he's still young and shit. If you've got momentum, like Yard did have at one point, you run with it. You don't need to have years off and 6 months off and step down in levels. These men these days, yeah, they have 6 months off after winning a fight in one round. It wasn't a hard fight. 6 months off should be, I've just gone life and death. That's what 6 months should be. Seriously. 6 months should be, oh my, I need 6 months because I've won life and death. With a 1 round KO, there's absolutely no excuse not to be out for a 19, 20-year-old man. I'm talking 8 weeks for me is the absolute. I don't see why you need to be out of the ring 8 weeks, man. What else you man doing, man? What else you doing? What else you doing? You spark someone in round 1 or 2, whenever it was, and you need 6 months. Never mind. 4 weeks, man, is the max. 4 weeks. I mean, come on, man. What else you doing? Experience when you're fighting low-level dudes and having no problem. Now, listen. If he gets in there with, let's say he fights Wallin 8 weeks after Dempsey McKean, and that fight goes 10 rounds, he takes some shots. Okay, let's reassess now. But whilst you're sparking people out, let it hang out. You're only going to be young once. You're only going to be... Apparently, when you're younger as well, you absorb more information and whatnot. Get out there and get it in whilst you're not taking damage. There'll be a time in your career when you're fighting more competitive fights and you need 6 months, allegedly. But let's call it... listen, it's New Age, man. I'll concede to 6 months after hard fights. Fine. We're not doing this 6 months after a 1 round knockout and took not one punch. What is this? And then fighting a plumber. And then calling out all the big names. It's annoying. I just don't understand this. And there's a chance we'll be sitting there 5 years from now, to tell the truth. Yeah? The way ITAUMA's looking right now, he has one medium fight, one low-level fight with Dempsey McKean, and he stepped back. To rebuild. What? You rebuild after a 1 round KO? That's what they're doing now, the New Age, man. They're rebuilding after a win. It's like, what? I need some time to rebuild because I just knocked someone out in round 1. That's how it looks to me. Yeah? ITAUMA having 6 weeks off, it's like he just went life and death in a 10 round fight and went to points and he's got to rebuild and rethink things. The fuck you? What you been doing? What's he been doing? What's he been doing all this time? I hope he's been in the gym. That's what I hope he's been doing. Seriously, I hope he's been in the gym. Living his Instagram lifestyle. Yeah. Light skin man, yeah, they're... What's the word I'm looking for? They're extremely influenced by the Instagram lifestyle. It's something in the mutant coding, the half-baked coding. It makes them predisposed to that whole thing. Look at Ben Whittaker, for example. Yard, another one. In all the chains and shit on and just goofing off. Not locked into their craft. There's something in that, man. Tank Davis, another one. Yeah. Devin Haney, man. He's not pure light skin, but still. There's something in that. It all flashed. It's a bit like pigeons or something like that. Some bird collects silver. Yeah. And light skin man have the same genetic code to some, or that part of it. Light skin man have that one. The shiny things code that the pigeons have. They think, ooh, shiny. So there's a chance. The town was bugged out. He just chilling somewhere looking at shiny shit. Looking at shoes and whatnot. That's what I think he's doing right now. Because he ain't... Think about it. You've just knocked some guy out, yeah? You just knocked some guy out. It was your best win of your career. If he's been training, if you're locked in training, like Mike Tyson was in the Catskills, going out and fighting, that's your buzz. That's what you're living for. Mike Tyson was living to fight when he was fighting like 10 times a year or whatever. That's what he was doing. Documented. He was living. That was his excitement. At that time, there was no girls and no fast cars and no shiny shit. That was his up. Yeah? So it begs the question. If ITAUMA was just training the last 6 months solely, surely 2 weeks after knocking someone out in 1 round, he'd have been telling Frank, man, I need to fight. I'm itching to go. I'm fixing to bust. Yeah? Got blue balls. Your blue balls in me, Frank. Who can really sit? Who wants to sit in around training for 6 whole months when you just spark someone in 1 round? No one wants to do that. I'll tell you what people do want to do. If you're not training, Martin Bakole, Dave Allen, you want to play video games, go to Monaco, go to now the Saudi connections there, then man get flown out there. Oops. And the man put them on to buying shiny shit. That's how it's looking to me. Because a man who's focused on his craft and locked into the gym, you want to fight every weekend if you could. Right? So what's he been doing for 6 months? What's he been doing for 6 months? is the question. It's possible, for the little hype he's got, it's gone to his head. And he's thinking, oh, I've made it now. I can knock them all out. Because this fight's crazy. This is the kind of fight you'd do if, for example, Frank Warren knows this guy's buck wild. We need to get him out, but we ain't heard from him for 4 months. Do you know what I mean? This is crazy. I've never seen nothing like this, man, for a prospect who just come off his best win to go back down 4 levels. Anyway, he ain't fighting BAKOLE next. Forget about that. We'll be lucky, honestly. I'm not going to be shocked. I don't know where this goes, but my base case is we're going to be lucky for a ITAUMA versus Wallin next. That will be the top end of what we get next after this rugby player. The top end. The best we can hope for. The worst case will be, well, another one of these. Backpage. Craigslist type one. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like bet 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Bosh.